This is Coach Takes. Remember at DFW Penguin Basketball, penguinhoops.com. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with someone that has a kid that plays sports. Better yet, share this with someone that has a kid that plays basketball. I want to get right into this. How? A bunch of easy ways you can help your kid and your coach out on a regular basis. Now, a lot of this stuff is subjective, but this is just stuff that I've noticed in the last probably 6 to 8 months of coaching, or just over the time that I've been coaching that I think parents don't really think is important to do. And I think it'll be really, really helpful to your son and the coach and coaching staff if you do these few things. So without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. Number one, parents, I know you guys have a lot of stuff going on with yourself. You have other kids to take care of. You have other things you want to do. And sometimes you guys have practice. I mean, when you drop your kids off to practice, it's your time to go and do yoga classes or go work out or whatever it may be. Go to your restaurant or maybe even, do other things that you may want to get done, run some errands and stuff. But what I'm starting to see less and less of is parents coming to practice to watch practice. Now, you're not going to always be able to do that, but when they're young, especially like before 8th or 9th grade, during the time from 1st grade all the way up until they're in the 8th or 9th grade, it's important for you to see what the coach is doing. Now, at school ball, you can't really do that, and it'll just be too much going on, too much of a distraction for parents to be able to come and watch practice. It's just not what happens. But when your kid is in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, it's important for you to see what the coach is working with them on, the point of emphasis with the team, the point of emphasis with your kid, and what they're making mistakes on and what your coach is correcting them on. So it will make a lot more sense in the game when your son drops a pass and the coach just takes him out and gets on him about dropping a pass. To you, you're just thinking, oh, it's just one play. But if you would have been at practice the last 2 months and saw that he keeps dropping passes on good plays at practice, you will understand why the coach is a little frustrated or a little disappointed, a little more disappointed than normal about him dropping the pass in the game. And you'll see what the coach is emphasizing to the kids and also to your kid as well. So it's important for you guys to come to practice. I'm not saying you have to come to every single hour of practice, but at least once or twice a month, come to practice, drop in and watch the whole entirety of practice so you can get an idea and feel of what's going on with your kid at practice and what they're doing. Number two, guys, with all the shortages of referees and all this stuff and the leagues that we're in and tournaments we may play in, you guys have no idea how much it helps the coaches and the refs to have a parent that is neutral, that's not going to be yelling at the refs, yelling at their kid during the game, and that will do the book and actually be helpful to the coaches, let them know the foul count, all that stuff. Let them know when they're in a bonus and is knowledgeable of the game, right? And then also, if you think about it, if you're doing the book and you're learning the game, you will understand basketball much more from a strategic standpoint when you're doing the book and helping with the clock and stuff like that. Because it is a pain, especially for me. If you guys watch me coaching games, I'm coaching our players, I'm coaching the referees, I'm coaching the book and the clock. Because a lot of times, some of these refs don't know the rules when it goes in different age groups. They don't even know what ball to use in certain age groups and stuff like that. These referees go from different leagues and the rules are different. So I have to coach them on what the rules are sometimes. Then I have to tell the person doing the book, hey, when it gets to 7 fouls, you got to let the ref know because we're in a bonus. Well, what's the bonus? So you guys get late in a game and it's tight, and a parent that's doing a book either cheats or doesn't know what they're doing, and they mess up the flow of the game because they don't know to let the ref know that they're in a bonus and keep track of the foul count, and then you're upset. But hey, if you volunteer, this stuff wouldn't happen. Number three, parents, have your kids prepared to come to the basketball game. Like, have them prepared with the right undershirt. Have them with all of their jersey and gear and socks and shoes and water bottle. Don't wait until 5 minutes into the game and you're running over to the bench trying to give them a water bottle. When you've been at the game 20 minutes before the game happened, like being able to keep them in check. And it doesn't even have to be you. Just having them in check on, hey, you need to get all your stuff. Here's your checklist, son. Do you have all the stuff in your bag? Is all of this your jersey, your white jersey, your shorts, your socks, your hoodie that you like to warm up in? Having your kid prepared not only prepares them for basketball, but prepares them to be prepared for a job, to be prepared for school, any other activity that they have. Having your kid ready to go instead of trying to scramble at the last minute. Oh, hey, I forgot your good basketball shoes. Let me drive home and go get them. I'll be back. You're making it complicated for your kid instead of holding them accountable or holding yourself accountable to have everything that they need to play ball. The next one, parents, cheer the team on. We play against so many teams that or they look up to us. And they're geared up to play us, and their parents are going nuts after they make a layup, a free throw. And I know most of our parents are more laid back and they know that what I'm trying to do is make them better. They're not really focused on wins and losses, but it's a great feeling to have parents that are really, really supportive, not only of their own kid, but of other kids on the team. Because you guys, believe it or not, in a lot of cases, these kids, especially when they're young, these kids that are on their team, they're going to be on the team for a while. And even if they don't end up being on the team for an extended period of time, these kids are going to be friends with your kid for a long time, and they may be on their school team later on down the line. So cheering the team in a positive way is always great. Guys, this is a big one. If your kid is going to miss a game or miss a practice, the practice is okay. Like you don't have to really let me know as much. But when your kid is going to miss a game, don't let me know 3 hours before the game. Don't let me know 1 hour before the game. That is totally unfair to me. It's totally unfair to the other parents on the team. And sometimes you may be letting me know and you think, oh, it's just one guy that's out. But 2 other parents have let me know that their kid is going to be out. And we have a 7 roster team. So if you would have let me know earlier in the week or the week before that your kid is going to go to some convention for pianos or piano lessons or something, and you let me know 2 weeks in advance, I can get the game moved. But if you let me know and you're thinking, okay, my kid is going to be the only one that's missing, and you let me know 2 hours before game time, I can't make any adjustments, and we end up losing that game, or I can't have call another kid in to replace your son that's on the roster for that game. So we end up losing the game or having a forfeit in a bad way when we don't have to. So let me know a week in advance. Don't let me know 3 hours on Saturday, your game is at 5 o'clock, and you let me know at 2 that your son is going to miss because of something that you knew about 2 months before. That's totally unfair. So let me know when your kid is going to be out well in advance. If I want to be missing a practice, I'll let you guys know 2 weeks out. Right? If I told you every time I was going to miss something, which is rare, but if I told you every time I was going to miss something an hour before practice, you would get upset because there's other things that you could be doing. So be fair to everyone, not just me, but to everyone on the team, everyone that's involved. Another good one. Parents, you guys have no idea of how awesome it is and how much of a help it is for you guys to record game footage, take pictures of me coaching, take pictures of your kid playing, and send it to me, whether it be email or on Instagram. That is a big help. That is a huge help. Not only is it helping me, but you're creating memories for your kid that when they're older, they're going to wish that you had these videos, that you had these pictures, that you had these moments, right? Saved to some type of hard drive or something like that later on down the line. Because your kids are going to grow and you're going to miss these times. So taking pictures and footage, sending me footage, that is a great help to coach. A lot. Like I keep these videos and stuff on a hard drive. So when some of these guys get older and they end up being the president of the United States or the governor of Texas or whatever it may be in the NBA or in college, I can have this footage and have memories of that. And you're gonna want them as well. So guys, taking video footage and stuff and sending it to me, I like it a lot more than you guys think I do, and I really, really appreciate that. So keep those videos and footage and pictures and stuff coming. All right, guys, excuse my me not being in the video on video footage. My camera went dead, and I didn't realize it until I was editing. But the last very, very important thing, guys, that you really need to help your coach out with and tell your coach is if your kid has some type of physical ailment or disability or condition. Guys, I know it is very, very embarrassing sometimes for you to constantly tell teachers, coaches, and other people what your kid has, because you want to keep it a secret, right? If you got cancer, you don't want to tell everybody you got cancer. If you got gout, you don't want to tell everybody you got gout, right? If your kid, especially your kid, because it's a lot more sensitive when it's your son or your daughter, right? You don't want to tell everyone or tell people your kid's condition because you feel like they're holding it against them, right? But with your coach, especially with me, now it's different with me. I understand a lot, right? But with your coach, your kid's coach that is with your kid a lot, sometimes more than teachers at school, right? Especially if your kid is like a big time or really, really into basketball, really, really into baseball, really, really into golf or whatever it may be, and they're in high school or they're in middle school or whatever it may be, tennis, they're with their coach more than school teachers, right? They're almost with their coach more than people in your family, to be honest. So it's very important that you tell your coach if your kid has some type of physical ailment, if they have ADHD, if they have some type of other condition, if they have really bad asthma. Also, letting them know your religious beliefs. Like right now, it's it's April, and we're in the middle of Ramadan, right? And I have a lot of kids that are Muslim, and some of them you can tell that they're a little shy at telling me what's going on, but I totally respect what they have going on. I just think it's great that they're pushing through to play ball while they're fasting, right? But a lot of coaches, some coaches or some people, period, just don't understand other people. But as a coach, if you have a good coach, he understands social dynamics and how everyone is different. So if your kid has a missing toe, like don't be embarrassed to tell, hey, coach, the reason why he limps like this is because he's missing a toe. Oh, okay. Or the reason why he runs funny is because he has he has scoliosis a little bit, right? Let your coach know what's going on, because not only does it help your kid out, but it helps the coach know how to go about coaching them. Now, on the other hand, and the flip side of that coin, you can't be a parent that always uses that as a crutch and as an excuse to miss practices, miss games, miss workouts, and other things, right? Because there are some people, not only coaches and teachers, but as they get older in the world, there are some people that are not going to give two shits about what's wrong with your kid. They want them to perform, right? And I have a good balance in telling kids stuff and getting on them about stuff, but I understand. But if you let your coach know what's going on, it will help out tremendously with him your coach being able to relate to your kid and coach them in a correct way to where whatever that ailment is, we can work around it, right? If I know your kid has severe asthma, I'll be constantly looking for him breathing hard and stuff on the sidelines. And me and you as a parent will be in communication with each other on what's going on, right? Instead of you just leaving the coach in the blind and he's, let's say your son is missing a lot of layups at practice and he's making your kid run. And you haven't told your coach, hey, my son has severe asthma, right? So it kind of makes stuff difficult. So communicating with your coach and letting them know what's going on with your kid, no matter what the ailment is, no matter what the condition is, it is very, very important because it helps out a lot with the dynamic of your kid and the coach. So yes, feel free to tell me and tell your coach if your son has some type of handicap or illness or something like that, some physical ailment that will hinder them from being 100% productive when they're coming to practice and in games, because it helps me out and lets me know how to maneuver around that and to get the best out of your son. Guys, I'm Coach Takes. Remember, DFW Penguin Basketball, penguinhoops.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share this with someone that has a kid that plays youth sports, especially if they play basketball. And I'll see you guys later.